Hello YouTube. Today we have a big figure to review. We have Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy Skylynx, the commander class from this wave of War for Cybertron Trilogy. To take a look at the back here, we got the shuttle with on the platform. It says 35 steps to transform into the Lynx and the bird. 22 steps to transform into skylynx, and then 20 steps to transform into the shuttle bay. It's pretty cool. Got this nice wraparound artwork here. You got some asteroids here. Look up here, you got thrust, ramjet, and dirge. And then you got the lynx, and you got the bird thing. On this side, come around here, you got the same Earthrise artwork. Pretty cool. Now, coming down to the bottom here, there's some like little characters like floating around down here, and I don't know who any of those are supposed to be. Can't really tell. They're just so tiny. Other than that, that's it for the box. He does come with his the instructions to transform the figure. My daughter ripped these the other day when I was opening this guy up. She grabbed them and ran off. Comes with a decoder strip thing, and it comes with this piece of the star map. So it says Dead Universe, Char, and that's it for this. That was completely out of focus. It has one of these addendum things because they don't put all the information on the box, so they have to do that for the American laws. Alright, so get right down to it. This area here I have is lower down than the old review area. Blech. Can't talk today. So anyway, gonna go ahead and go into his accessories. We have two of these guns, and they can plug together if you want them to, sorta. Or you can plug them on here on the front, or you can plug them on the back. I usually just plug them onto the back like that. There's two of those. He has this effects piece, and he has this effects piece, and these are meant to plug together. And then this one, and this one. And I think these are the same ones, just without the black molded onto them from the Omega Supreme. I don't have that figure, so I can't really. And then he has three of these, so I can't really compare anyway, but here's the other two. And these are just the basic effects pieces, you know. You can plug them in anywhere that you have a 3mm plug or a 5mm port. So that works. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these. We've seen effects pieces. Yeah, he does have several, especially on here, he has several points where those can be attached. I just feel like with these larger ones that have the huge 5mm port on them, they don't look the greatest, you know, sticking off there like that. These look better when they're actually plugged into a port or plugged into a gun. Let's scoot this out of the way. We're gonna go over the transport platform. It rolls really nicely. It's got 4 wheels here. These treads don't actually roll. Yeah, and it rolls really nicely. This thing is heavy. Just this alone feels like it's almost as heavy as Skyfire was. We will do a comparison in robot mode. I'm not gonna do a comparison. I don't want to transform Skyfire, so I'm not gonna do a comparison right now with that. But pretty cool. It rolls really smoothly. Trying to see if I have any cars transformed. I don't have any deluxe cars transformed. Here he is with Siege Voyager Megatron. Just gonna see how this size comparison looks. And let's see. Another large vehicle. There we go. Here he is with 6 gun, or 6 shot. I mean, not 6 gun. So it's a little bit bigger than 6 shot. Definitely heavier. So setting that aside, I'm gonna go ahead and take it down. Now we can go ahead and look at the shuttle. The shuttle's my favorite part, really. This thing looks great. It has NASA. They named this shuttle Magnificence. Pretty cool. It's a lot of molded in detailing. And I love this gold paint all around here. Looks amazing. It has landing gear that roll, albeit not too smoothly. Doesn't roll nearly as well. This slides more than it rolls. These are nicely painted, nicely detailed. The Autobot symbols have gold trim around them. And there's the bottom. So it's fairly clean. You just have like the legs and then the wings detailed. And then the top. And then this can open. And it's just kind of some gold details in there. And then another port here. Pretty cool. Size comparison, here we have this, and here is Astro Train in shuttle mode. You see fairly larger than Astro Train. Is at least 3 inches longer than Astro Train in shuttle mode. Pretty cool. So go ahead and show the combined vehicle mode. Go ahead and fold up the landing gears on this. You have this piece here, which has a notch right there, and then here there's a little tab, and you have to get this in at just the right angle to make sure that tab's plugged in. And then this locks down on a hook here in the front, and it locks in securely. If you don't get it tabbed in quite right, if you just set it on there, so you really gotta make sure you have that secured, lock that in. And then this releases it. This little button will release that. So you have very secure hold. I'm shaking this thing. It's not going anywhere. So, and that's that, roll it around. I do wish there was like some way to attach this to like Optimus so he could like pull this thing around. I think that would have been cool. If you do pull this out though, let's see. It might be the wrong way. Just pull this out. Yeah, I think that's the wrong way to attach to hoist. You can use that also as like a ramp to allow your MicroMasters to drive up into the transport. I know these are Decepticon MicroMasters, but it's kind of... Oh! Well, that one don't fit. This tab on the gun is too high up, but you get the point. Let's see. Here's the G1 MicroMaster. They're about the same size as, so you can just put that in there. Pretty cool. And it folds up, closes that. Let's go ahead and transform this into its base mode. Let's pull him off. I'll set him off to the side for now. So to transform this into base mode, the first thing you want to do is flip it over. Okay, you're gonna pull the legs, these front ones out, flip the foot over, you rotate. And here the problem I have is when I rotate this, it wants to pop right off the mushroom peg, so I always have to push it back on. Bring that down flat, and then this shoulder here rocks out at that joint. Do the same thing on this side. You'll make sure you pull it out at that joint. You rotate, pull this down, like so. And that's that part done. On these ones, you want to swing these out like so. Bring this foot straight out. Bring this up on a heavy ratchet. Rotate like that. And you can bring these tails out too. And then flip this down. That's one side done. The other side's the same. Bring this up. Bring that up. Bring that up. Rotate that. Make sure it doesn't pop off the mushroom cap. And then flip this out. Final step. You want to pull this ramp out. Pull this ramp up. And then this can slide out. Oh, and you want to pull this out as well. So that's that. And come up here. And actually, I'm going to lower this down for a second. I'm going to pull this up real quick. There's these two tabs here, and then there's like a notch in here. If you can see that. And then this has a hole on it. And basically, you're going to take the shuttle and open up the back. And you have this tab here, and then these two ports here are supposed to plug on here, but they don't tab in at all, like securely at all. So basically, you just line those up back there, and like it's not tabbed in securely at all. But then there's this little tiny tab right there, and then there's a little rail under here that actually can tab onto that. You have to kind of line it up just right. There you go. And there's the base / shuttle launch platform mode. Go ahead and transform Astro Train's launch platform. And you can actually attach them together if you want. So like you can take this little launch platform here And it can, you know, attach. You kind of have to do it a certain way. There you go. Attach that like that if you want. And put AstroTrain over here. And any of the modulator bots, any of the modulators will attach to it. Optimus's trailer will attach to it if you wanted it. If you want to, right there in the airlock system. I will be reviewing Optimus in a different review, in another video. So yeah, that, you know, that's kind of how that works. And then, of course, you want to, if you want, you can have your little Micromasters like driving around in here and load up in there. So pretty cool. Let me go ahead and pull this off now. And then you can put these on here. It says to put one like this and then one like this upright. Kind of like that. And then, you know, there's the nose of the shuttle. It doesn't take much to knock this shuttle over. It's kind of just balanced on here, so you can just kind of, if you rock it, but you can see how wobbly it is. And now it's being held up by these legs because it came undone. It's barely balanced on this part right here, and you can see right there that that tab does not go into the slot it's supposed to go into. So yeah, just rocking it back and forth a little bit. It holds it in fairly well, but it's really just a balancing act. Okay, so just taking this and put that back there. Going into Lynx mode, put this ramp back, flip this ramp up, put this back, flip these ramps up. This is going to be pretty quick because his legs are already out. So you leave the tails out and rotate these back in. Rotate the legs here so the toes are facing that way. And then bring these legs down. Rotate. Bring the foot down. Bring that down. Bring the foot down and rotate the leg. And then you go ahead and pull this piece out like so. And this whole assembly will come up, and then the head comes out. And then you can close this back up. And there is the Lynx mode. Very, very cool looking. I do understand why they didn't, but it would have been nice if they had worked in like a way to have it, give it like a waist joint so they could, like, you know, be more shapely as like a Lynx, but I can see why they didn't with the base mode configuration added in and all that. And this is very, very, you know, very G1 accurate. It's got a lot more details than the G1 cartoon had, but he's got quite a bit of articulation as well. His head's on a ball joint here, and then it can go up and down on a hinge. There's the ball joint. This is the ball joint. This is the hinge on the panel. It does kind of throop into place. This is on a joint here. It can move up and down, and side to side. These can go back in if you want, or out. The legs can rotate all the way around. Tight ratchets out like so. Very tight ratchets. rotation here. It has 2 joints here, double jointed elbow bend, so to speak. Because it's not technically an elbow for a cat, I guess. So you can have it, you know, bent however you like. Then this forward and backwards on the foot, and then a rocker. And all the legs are the same. They're all the same, save for like this piece here being different. But other than that, you know, like these are the exact same part. They even have the same identification code there or whatever. And then these legs are exactly the same. These tails can also move if you want them to. So yeah, pretty cool. Little Lynx mode. And so that's that one. Then go ahead and look at the shuttle, which turns into the bird. Well, actually, these go on him, on the Lynx. You can put him on his back legs, like so. So I'm gonna pull him out of the way. Go ahead and look at shuttle. You can see his wings already kind of come out. This is a little bit of a loose joint. It does kind of lock in, but like not very well. They're just on these little like friction things. Okay, so transforming the shuttle. First thing you want to do is go ahead and just pull out the front. The neck is on a slider inside here, and there's this base of the slider. It's a pretty cool system. Untab the wings from the feet, bring those up. Untab the wings, bring them up. The wings are loose. I haven't done any kind of tightening to any joints on this figure yet. So yeah, the wings are very loose, especially this joint and this joint. And this joint's so problematic that like you turn it and it'll come right off. And that's due to this mushroom cap here being oval shaped. So you can go ahead and, you know, when you put it back on, it goes on easy, doesn't pop on. And then rotating it, and it locks in. I don't know why it's like that. If it's just the way it's molded, both sides are the same. So that's one issue I have with this figure. But anyway, come down here, and these are really tight ratchets, but there's quite a bit of movement between each click. Get both of those down. Bring the feet down, and these claws open up. Come back here, open up the thrusters, and pull out his tail. And then come back to the wings, and you'll fold this out, fold it out, and that fully extends the wings. You can bring those back a little bit if you want. He's a big boy. So there's him. Oh, I don't think I showed it. The Lynx, the mouth opens, and then the tongue can move, and it's got a little 3mm port, so you can plug the fire effects on. So that's another thing about that. Alright, so I might have to come out a little bit for this one because he's very large. Oh, that's lighting. All right. Very large figure here. And just to show like how large this is compared to the Lynx once again. Lots of articulation. It's just the joints are loose. He's not meant to stay in this mode. That's definitely for sure. Like the joints on the Lynx are heavy ratchets all around. This guy, he's got hard ratchets, but you know, he also has all these little mushroom swivel joints inside here and here. And this one's really loose right here. This one's really loose. I'm not sure if I can tighten that screw up or something and get that one tightened up, but both sides, so loose. These down here are tight. And then like, these ratchets are really good. These ratchets are really good down here. Very consistent. And then the toes are just, you know, friction. So like, he can, if he like leans forward or whatever, his toes give out. He doesn't have very much base to stand on. It's kind of a shame. Most people won't have their skylynx in this mode though, so the tail's on multiple joints here, and this one here is just a C-clip, so I can pull that off just on a C-clip. So it looks like it's supposed to have a pin here, but it's just, you know, there's a C-clip. The rest of these are pinned, and they're not the tightest, that's for sure, especially this bottom one, which should be the tightest of all of them. This one's a lot tighter than that one. Well, not now. It's weird, because it feels like when you manipulate it, it has some friction between these two round parts. So here, they feel really tight, and they're not going anywhere. But here, they feel looser. And then this one's, you know, just, it's kind of loose too. And then, you know, this can flip back and forth if you want it to. I do wish they had put like a tail on here that split in half, and then you could have like a fanned tail. I think that would be cool. But the wings are on multiple joints. There's this hard ratchet here, and it has no problem holding up the weight. This joint, it locks into place, but it's just a friction joint. Then this joint here is a soft ratchet, or no, it's just a friction. It's again just a friction joint here with a locking point. And this is just a really, really loose friction joint here. This joint's really loose. This joint's tight, but this joint's kind of loose. It locks into place though, so that's good. And then this one doesn't really lock into place. It has a little tab and a little notch here where it's supposed to lock into place, but it just doesn't work very well. And then we already talked about the legs. The neck has a really stiff hard ratchet here, and you get several clicks out of that. It's got a side-to-side ratchet. You only get one click either way from the middle, so one there, one there. At the base, or at this point here, there's just a friction. Then the next one is a ratchet. So you got a friction and a ratchet in that joint. So there's just a friction, and then there's the ratchet. Same on this one, friction, ratchet. And then this one has a friction here, and then a ratchet side to side. and then his head's on a ball joint at the base of the skull, basically. So there's a ball joint here, so he can look all the way around. So you're not just, stuck with these positions. You can look up all the way, look down quite a fair bit, almost bury his head in the sand. And then his mouth opens. He's got nice pointy teeth in here, molded all around. And then he's got a tongue with a gun on top of it. And then once again, you can put the fire effects in his mouth. Make it look like he's breathing fire. Alright, with these modes, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some comparisons. Here we have Grimlock from Power of the Primes, and I think that's a good scale. I think Grimlock might be a little too big in this mode. I think these guys scale a lot better, the deluxe Power of the Primes Dinobots. So while these guys were small for their size class, I think they look really good with these guys. Alright, so I think the next thing we need to do is just go into the combined robot mode. So yeah, from here it's fairly easy. You just kind of want to undo some of the stuff we did a minute ago. So flip down this panel here, hold this head flat. You want this kind of to be perpendicular to where it was, and then flip this down in here like so, and then flip that back up. So that's the front and the back. You can either leave these tails out or you can fold them back in. So go ahead and fold them back in. And I think, oh no, the box shows to leave them out. I thought you had them left out, so I'll just leave them out. And that part's done. Now we move to the bird, and basically the only thing you really want to do on this is just fold the talons up like so, fold the foot up, straighten the leg out, and then fold that leg all the way up inside. And there's a little notch in here, a little hole in here that you just put the toes into. Same thing on the other side. There you go. And then just attach it the same way we did before. So get that tabbed in back here and lock it in the front. And there is skylynx in his combined robot dragon mode. And he looks great. He looks really good. These do have a little bit of give here, like they're hard ratchets, and they're nice and tight, but like they do have a little give between clicks on all four of them. And a lot of the articulation stays pretty much. The head, the tail, the wings, and then these legs for the lynx are all the same articulation. And he has no problem holding up the weight of the figure at all. Another thing I like to do just for like looks is I like to flip these ramps out. And I think that kind of breaks up the side a little bit, especially from like this angle. But that's, just kind of optional stuff. Pretty cool. So here he is, and here is those Dinobots once again. And see how they look beside each other. I think that works really well. Here they are with the other Generations War for Cybertron Commander class figure. So there's Skyfire. Ugh. And I gotta say, Skylynx is heavier than Skyfire. There's a lot more material here, it feels like. And I think he was definitely a better for the price than Skyfire. Oops. Skyfire is a great figure, don't get me wrong, but this just feels like there's more quality here in Skylynx, other than like these loose joints that should have been worked on before release, versus, you know, this guy who has like, his joints aren't, he's solid. His joints aren't really loose. But, you know, Skylynx has, even this mouth is a little bit loose. But the wings are loose, the bird legs are loose, the tail's loose. I think if those joints had been tweaked a bit, and I can fix them, you know, I can fix loose joints without a problem, but I think if those had been tweaked a bit, it would have been perfect. But it's an amazing figure as it is. I definitely recommend this figure. He is fantastic. Definitely a great homage to the original G1 Skylynx. And then also with that base mode added in, that works a lot with this figure. So yeah, I definitely recommend him, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, till all are one.